What is going on, you guys? My name is Josh, also known as Hairytornado. My full-time job is selling things on eBay and making YouTube videos about it. So today, Monday, July 27th, I have 18 items that I sold on eBay since Friday morning. And we have to get all those items pulled, packed, and shipped out. So in today's video, I'll show you all 18 items so you can kind of get an idea of the type of things I sell on eBay to make my full-time income. I'll also show you how I store the items in my inventory storage system so you can kind of get an idea of that. And I'll also show you how I ship each of the items. Today's video should be super helpful for you newer eBay sellers that are still trying to figure out how everything works, or maybe you haven't started anything yet. You're just watching YouTube videos trying to figure out how to start your own eBay business. This is the goal of today's video, just helping you guys, and hopefully it'll be entertaining for you seasoned sellers as well. So stick around, I think you'll enjoy it. What's going on, you guys? So we're right outside my eBay inventory storage area, but before we get started today, just in case this is the very first video you've ever seen from me, just want to give a quick introduction. Again, my name is Josh. I go by Hairytornado here on YouTube and Instagram, and again, my full-time job is selling things on eBay and making YouTube videos about it. I would say that YouTube probably makes 30 to 40% of my income, and the other 60 to 70 comes from selling things on eBay. I get most of my inventory from thrift stores and yard sales. Occasionally I'll go to an estate sale or an auction or something like that, but it's just a fun job. I really enjoy it, and the whole point of me making this channel was to just kind of share my experiences with you guys, show you how I run my business, and help you stay motivated, help you think of new ways to operate your reselling business. And occasionally people do tell me that my videos have helped them in some fashion. So that's the whole goal of today's video, just kind of a behind the scenes look at how I run my business. And if it helps you guys, if you learned anything, be sure to smash the like button. It really helps me out a ton. It's completely free for you to do. It takes like 2 seconds, and it really helps the video just gain traction on YouTube. So if you can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in videos like this, if you want to start a reselling business, or you already have and you want to grow it, or you just like reselling content, go ahead and smash the subscribe button as well. I think you will, I don't think you'll regret it. Maybe, but probably not, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and get into shipping stuff out today. So when I come into my eBay storage area over here, this is where I have everything that's already listed on eBay. The stuff on the ground, some of it is not listed. I'm trying to organize my garage again, so everything is very unorganized right now, but we're gonna work on it for this afternoon and a little bit tomorrow as well. But basically all my shoes are kept on this wall over here, and everything that's not shoes is kept in these bins or on that shelf back there. So the first thing we have going out today is a pair of women's UGG slippers. You see they sold for $44 free shipping, and these are right here. I got these at Salvation Army. I think they were $14.99, excellent condition. They are authentic, and they sold in about a month and a half or so. Pretty quick sale for a pair of, winter shoes. When I pull something from my inventory system, I put it in the IKEA bag, and I try to fit 18 items. I think they'll all be able to fit in this bag. So once the bag's full, I just take it in and do the shipping inside because it is a little warm in the garage. The next item we have going out is this bag of recipes. Some of them are handwritten, some of them, there's like 2 actual cookbooks in here. I pulled these out of a Goodwill mystery palette a couple weeks ago. It was in one of my videos, and I thought this was just gonna be something fun to look at in a live video, but a lot of people were interested in buying it. So I put it on auction on my eBay store, and it actually sold for $45.80 plus shipping. I don't know why. I don't personally think it's worth that much. I kind of feel bad that it sold for so much because I don't know, but auction, people saw the listing, they saw the pictures I posted, and that's what they're willing to pay for. I would say I don't do a ton of auctions because most of the time you're going to make a little bit less on an auction than you would just listing it as buy it now. But for stuff like this that is kind of hard to put an exact value on, I think it's pretty good to auction it because you never know what somebody's going to be willing to pay for it. So I probably had pennies into this because we paid $40 for a whole pallet, and this was just in the pallet. And again, it sold for $45.80 plus shipping. This next item that sold is a face shield, and not like one for the coronavirus or anything like that. It's for I think it's for glass grinding. It's like a big piece of plastic that comes over your face to protect shards from coming at you. I got this at the Goodwill bins, which is a Goodwill outlet location where you buy stuff by the weight. So you just fill up a bag or a buggy or whatever with your stuff, and you roll it up on a big scale, and they charge you a certain price per pound. My location is $1.89 per pound, I think. But I got this there. It doesn't weigh very much. That's what it looks like. It's still new in the package. It sold for $24 free shipping. But something I want to show you on this is a field called custom SKU. So when you sell something I don't want to show you the personal information, but their address, their name and address is up there. Then it has like the city, and then underneath that it says custom label. This is a part in the eBay listing where you can add your custom SKU. You can see here it says E, which means this item is in the E bin, which is down here. This is a great way to keep up with your items. You see it's right here. Basically, when you list something, you just go into your item details section of the listing, and you can type anything you want in the custom SKU field. This one I put E, and then once it's listed, I just put in the E bin. So when it sells, that E pops up right there under the address, and so I know it's in the E bin. This is, most resellers I know have some sort of bin system like this. I have A, this is B, but it's backwards. A through, I think the last one we did is P. Yeah, A through P. It works really well. I can't think of any better way to do it. I just really think it's super important to utilize that custom SKU field on your eBay listings. It's not a feature of a paid store. Anybody can do it. You don't have to have a store to have the custom SKU feature. So yeah, if you're not using that, be sure to use it. And if you're not using some sort of bin system to organize your inventory, you need to. I'd say if you have any more than like 10 or 20 listings, it is an absolute necessity to have some sort of inventory system like this. So yeah, this sold for $24 free shipping. It'll probably cost, I don't know, like $6 or $7 to ship out, something like that. So pretty good profit. I probably paid, you know, the bins is by the weight, $1.89 a pound, and that's less than a pound, so I probably paid about $1 for it. Next item up is this Minnie Mouse plush. I got this at Goodwill. I paid 50 cents for it, and it sold for $10, I think free shipping. Yeah, $10 free shipping, and if you look up here, you see a custom label. It's in the E-bin, so again, right down here, go into the E-bin, and the Minnie Mouse is right here. The custom SKU feature works every time. Next item going out is a hat. I don't use the custom SKU features for my hats because I just put them all up on the shelf, and when one sells, I just look for it. This one is a Michelin Man hat. Yeah, it's right here. Super easy to find because it's just 2 shelves. I got this at Goodwill, probably. I probably paid about $1 for it, and it sold for $8 plus shipping. Next item going out is a set of computer speakers. I think they're in this bag right here. Yeah. This I also pulled out of a Goodwill mystery pallet. If you guys haven't seen those videos yet, I'll link one of them up here in the cards or down in the description. I recently bought a ton of pallets from Goodwill. I think we got like 30 total. And then I made a series with the last 17 I bought. So this set of computer speakers I pulled out of the very first pallet. So paid $40 for everything. So this was probably, you know, pennies into this, and it sold for $79 plus shipping. We've been finding some really good stuff in these Goodwill pallets. So again, if you haven't seen those videos, be sure to check it out. I did test this. Everything works great. It's a really quality set of computer speakers. It's kind of heavy. It's probably going to, you know, be annoying to ship, but I did charge the buyer shipping. I always do that on heavy items. Pretty much anything over 2 pounds, I'm going to charge the buyer shipping. I'm not going to offer free shipping on big stuff like this. So again, 79 bucks, you know, turning pennies into 79 bucks. Really great sale there. And I'll show you how we ship that in just a second. Next item up is this fuel backpack, something like that. F-U-L, fuel, I think it's fuel. I got this at the Goodwill bins. It's in great condition, like new condition, no rips, no tears, very minimum signs of use. Just really great condition. I probably paid about $3 for that, and it sold for $20 plus shipping. Our next item going out is a PS Vita handheld video game system. I actually pulled this out of a Goodwill mystery pallet as well. It does work. It came with the little silicone case and a bunch of games. I sold some of the games separately, and I listed this one with 4 games, I think, 4 or 5 games, maybe 5 games. And this sold for 155 bucks plus shipping. Again, I have pennies into this coming out of that Goodwill pallet, and probably one of the best sales I've had from the Goodwill mystery pallet. It's definitely a home run item for sure. The next item we have going out is this loose copy of Nintendo Wii Sports. The very first Goodwill mystery pallet we bought, it had a Nintendo Wii inside, and it was covered in some sort of liquid, but I dried it off, cleaned it up, and it actually still worked. And so when I turn it on, I always push the eject button because I'd say like 75% of the time there's going to be a disc in there. People just donate it or throw it away, and they just forget that there's a game inside. And I'd say probably 60% of the time that there's a game in there, it's going to be a copy of Wii Sports. That's just one of the most popular games for the Nintendo Wii. So I pulled this out of a Wii that was inside of a pallet, so literally pennies into this disc, and this actually sold for $24 free shipping, which is absolutely insane. The price of this game, and really video games in general, have just skyrocketed lately because of the quarantine and stay-at-home order. So if you have video games that you have not listed yet, be sure to get around to it, because I don't think the price is ever going to get any higher unless things start closing again and we have to do another stay-at-home order, which is definitely possible. Next item up is a Bible. I actually found this in a box of clothes that I bought from a girl a couple weeks ago. I did an unboxing of that box on my channel, and I pulled this out. Really great condition, barely used. Yeah, so it sold for 20 bucks. Free shipping, and this can go media mail since it is a book, so it'll probably cost about $2.50 to ship out. Next up is a pair of cowboy boots I just have sitting down here. This is a pair of Lucchese cowboy boots, a really great brand of boots. These are, I think, kangaroo leather, kind of like a ox blood cherry, black cherry color. I actually bought these from my neighbor. He is an avid boot collector. He has probably like 60 or 70 pairs of boots, so anytime he wants to sell some, he contacts me and we make a good deal. So I bought, I think, 5 or 6 pairs from him for $200 or something close to that. And this is the second pair I've sold. The first pair sold for like $70 plus shipping, and these sold for $98 plus shipping. So pretty close to making my money back. Not quite yet, but I still have 3 more pairs to go, and each one of those should sell for close to 100 bucks a piece. So cowboy boots are definitely a good item to be on the lookout for. They have to be in good condition and a good size. But if you can master the art of finding good cowboy boots, there's a lot of money to be made. This next item is in the D bin, and it is a Nike jacket that I've had listed for a long time. That's D19. I'm looking for D11. There it is. Had this listed for a long time. It's a Nike white tag, like windbreaker material. My wife actually found this at the thrift store probably like a year ago. I don't know why it took so long to sell. I finally sent an offer out for 25 bucks free shipping, and it sold this past weekend. I thought originally this was going to sell for like 50 or 60, but I guess I was wrong. I'm not super into clothing anymore. It's a lot of work to list, and it takes a long time to sell, so that's why I'm trying to stick with like hard goods and shoes and things like that sell a little bit faster. But you can definitely still make some money with this. I think we paid $4.75 at Goodwill, and again, it sold for 25 bucks free shipping. Next item up is a cast iron soap dish. I thought this thing was super cool. We found it in a Goodwill mystery pallet last week. I don't think it's vintage. It has Phillips head screws on the bottom, so that's why I didn't list it as vintage, but it is cast iron. I think it would look great in like a farmhouse style bathroom, so that's what I listed. The listing title says cast iron soap dish rustic farmhouse decor bathroom. It sold pretty quickly too. I think it was only listed for about 2 days, and it sold for $18 plus shipping. Again, we had pennies into this coming out of the Goodwill mystery pallet, so pretty much almost 100% profit after fees and shipping. By the way, if you guys are not aware, the fees with selling things on eBay takes 10% right now. Like, eBay managed payments is coming, but as of right now, eBay takes 10% of whatever the item sells for, and then PayPal takes 2.9% plus 35 cents per transaction, which I usually just say 3%. So if you sell something for $100 on eBay, like and the buyer pays shipping, you're going to make about $87 after eBay takes their 10% and PayPal takes their 3%. Next up is a Rock Band or Guitar Hero guitar. This is actually a wired guitar for PlayStation 2. And a lot of people that aren't eBay resellers are super surprised when I sell stuff like this. Like, people that aren't familiar with the industry think, you know, PlayStation 2 and everything is really obsolete, which I would agree with you. However, there are still people out there that have them and want to play Guitar Hero. So I got this at Goodwill. I think I paid $2.92 for this, and probably about $1.50 for the game. I always try to bundle the game with the guitar if I have it available, just to make it sell a little bit faster. And this sold for $40 plus shipping. So the buyer pays shipping, we make $40 after eBay and PayPal fees. You know, you take out 13% for that, but still a pretty good flip there. These are kind of tough to ship, so I will also show you guys how I ship these. Next item up is this Panasonic bathroom fan, still new in the box. This is kind of a weird situation. It's kind of a consignment deal. A guy at my church, a good friend of mine, owns a building supply company, and they had some sort of apartment complex contract that like fell through, so they were stuck with about 80 of these bathroom fans still new in the box. And he asked me if I wanted to sell them on eBay, and he would take, we agreed on a 75% cut for him and 25% for me, only because it's super easy. I have like 5 or 6 of them in my bedroom, in a guest bedroom right now. So when one sells, they're already boxed up. All I do is literally click print label. All the information is saved because I've sold about 25 of these or so, something like that. So I just print off the label, stick it on the box, and stick it on the porch for my mail lady to pick up. So generally, I do not recommend doing consignment deals because it's a lot of work, and if you get into selling on eBay and you realize how much work it takes to clean and list and ship all your items, even a 50-50 split is not worth it most of the time. Again, I'm only doing this because the work on my part is very, very minimal. So again, don't recommend consignment deals unless it's a really, really good one like this. People also ask me like, oh, you're doing that, so you sell it for $100, you're only gonna make, you know, 25 before fees, but you're gonna be taxed on the 100 because it's gonna come into your account, blah, blah, blah. You're not taxed on all the money that comes into your account. I'm not gonna talk about taxes on the YouTube channel because don't wanna get into that, but you're not taxed on your total gross sales amount. You're taxed on your profits. So if I sell a fan for $100, but I have to pay a consignment fee of $75, my profit isn't $100, my profit is $25, and so that's what I'm gonna be taxed on. Again, don't listen to anybody on the internet for tax advice, especially me, unless it's my friend Mark over at Not Your Dad's CPA on Instagram. He's an actual accountant for resellers. He has great information. Go give him a follow. But generally, you don't want to listen to people on the internet for tax advice, but you only pay taxes on your profits. Next item that sold is in my little video game box here, and it's a Nintendo GameCube memory card. I got this probably a pennies into this. I bought a big lot of video games a couple months ago, and this sold for $12. Free shipping. It probably cost about $2.50 to ship out. And this actually sold to a viewer, and they asked me to give them a shout out, which I will in this situation, but I do want to say that I've had a ton of support from you guys lately with all the Goodwill pallets and people, you know, emailing me and wanting to buy stuff directly from me before I even have a chance to list it. And I super, super appreciate each and every person that has, you know, been willing to spend money with me and buy my products. But I've had so many people buy stuff lately that if I shouted out every single person that did so, I mean, it would be like a 20-minute video just of me naming people. So I'm trying not to do shout outs, individual shout outs anymore, just because I don't want to leave anybody out. However, this buyer said that he wants a shout out for his wife for her birthday. So I feel like that's a pretty special occasion. So if you buy something for me and it's your birthday, I'll give you a shout out. So shout out to Donna, your husband, Sean bought this and he wanted me to give you a shout out for your birthday. So Donna, thank you so much for you and your husband's support. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a happy birthday. This next item is a Woolrich men's long sleeve flannel shirt. I bought this a couple months ago. Again, I don't really do clothing as much anymore, but I'm still selling it because I had a ton listed. So this one finally sold for 15 bucks plus shipping. I probably paid $4.75 for this, so making a little bit of money. But again, clothing for me personally, just my opinion, it's not worth the work it takes to list and measure everything. There's a ton of resellers that only sell clothing and they make thousands of dollars, so it works for them. But just for me personally, in my opinion, it's just not something I want to pursue anymore. And the last thing we have going out today is a golf club. I do buy and sell a lot of golf clubs. Looking for a Ping i2 8-iron right there, okay? I do buy and sell a lot of golf clubs. I bought all these, like 3 bags of golf clubs a couple months ago. I still haven't even listed any of these. This is probably a couple $100 worth of golf clubs that I still need to list. But this one sold this past weekend. Ping i2 8-iron, not very, it's a pretty old club. And it did take probably 7 months to sell, and it only sold for $15 plus shipping. So if you're gonna get into buying and selling golf clubs, you really have to know what you're looking at. It's a whole just intricate niche that you need to learn. There's a lot of money to be made if you can, you know, find the right stuff. And some vintage clubs are worth a lot of money, but Ping i2 green dot irons, they're just a little bit too old to be worth any significant amount of money. If you can, I think I paid like $1 for this, so I'm still making some profit. But you really want to look out for newer clubs. Like I'd say anything five years old or younger is what I would look out for. All right. So once I have my whole bag, you know, the whole IKEA bag filled, I bring it in here to my office because it's just too hot out there in the garage to ship everything. If you haven't, I'm sure I'm sweaty. Oh, shout out to my friend Flippy McFlipperson on Instagram for selling me this sick Batman t-shirt. Batman Returns 1991, single stitch, made in USA. My brand new, you know, favorite t-shirt. Hey Mose, love you so much. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Is it come here? Come here. Okay. So again, once I have my IKEA bag full, I just bring it here to the office, and this is where I do all my shipping. So we're gonna get to it, and if I see something that I think you guys might could benefit from, I'll take a break and show you. So I don't really have a ton of stuff right now, but this is where I keep all of my shipping supplies. I have this rack that I put here that I can put boxes and bags on and things like that. I have another little rack in here that I keep some other stuff, some tape, my bubble wrap up here, and I have this little drawer that I have, you know, more bags in. It's not super organized. We just like kind of cleaned everything out this weekend, but this is basically my shipping station. Also, I just went to Vistaprint the other day and ordered some of these little postcards. It just has my channel banner on there and just a blank white space. I can write my thank you cards on the back. This is cool because if you follow me on YouTube, this is familiar to you, but if you just buy from me on eBay, you have no idea what this means. So it's not like telling people about my channel, but it is telling people about my channel if they already know about it. I don't think I would want to tell people on eBay about my YouTube channel because some people get turned off by the fact that I'm buying this stuff for, $1 and selling it for 40, So I think this is a good form of a thank you card. You can kind of do whatever you want. I do think that thank you cards are very important, even just a post-it note, just something in there to thank buyers for buying from you. I haven't always done that. Sometimes I'm slack. Like if I have a big shipping day like today, it's easy to forget them. But I am going to try to be more conscientious about that going forward. So once I have everything packed up into the boxes, I go into my eBay page. I don't want to show you guys this because it has people's addresses and things like that. But basically, I print all my labels at once. So when I pull up all 18 orders, I just have to go through one by one and make sure the weight and dimensions of the box are correct. And so I'll do that. Like the first item up is that pair of UGG shoes. So I'll go through my pile, look for the UGGs, the box that says UGG or whatever I wrote on it. And then I'll weigh it on my scale here. I have a Accutech scale, pretty basic. Got on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Works like a champ. And once I get all that information correct on all of them, then I'll write the zip code. I'll use like a red marker usually. And I'll write the zip code of the item on the box. So like, for example, the UGG box is going to Alpharetta, Georgia. Zip code is 30022. So once I take that box and put in the correct weight and dimensions of the box, I'll write 30022 on that box. and then put it back in the pile. And then when I go and print off all 18 labels at once, I'll just go through and match up the individual zip codes on the labels to the zip codes on the box. This works pretty much 100% of the time. The only time it would be tricky is if you have two packages going to the same zip code, which I've been selling on eBay since October of 2018, and I've never had that happen. If it does happen, you just have to go back and manually, look and see which label goes to which box. But that's the process I do, and it's better in my opinion than printing out one label at a time. There's nothing wrong with that. I just really like the feeling of like printing off all the labels at once and seeing like all 18 labels come out of my Rollo printer at once. It just makes me feel like an actual business person, So we're gonna go through and get all these labels printed off and stuck on the packages, and I will be back with you guys in just a second. So I'm done with all my labels. I have everything updated, ready to print. And one thing that I noticed as I was going through the labels is that the customer that bought the computer speakers from me, which today happens to be one of my heaviest and most expensive packages to ship out, is only living about 10 minutes away from me. He actually lives in an apartment complex that I used to live in. So I'm very familiar with that area. I could technically hand deliver these speakers to him. He would get them today. So it would be a faster delivery method for him, and it would save me about $15. It's going to cost me about $15 to ship them to him through the mail. But if you do that, there's no record of him ever getting the package. The tracking information on the eBay shipping label would show that I never shipped the item. So if that guy was dishonest, he could say that he never received the speakers, even though I gave them to him in person, and eBay would back him up. eBay would make me give him a full refund, and he would just get the speakers and have all of his money. So I have done that one time before, and I did not have any issues with it, but it's not really worth it. $15 to drive 10 minutes over to the town and risk losing out on a $79 sale plus shipping. And he already paid the shipping anyway, so it's not like I'm saving any money, So I would not recommend doing that. You can technically, but not something I would do. Just thought that was a good little tidbit of information for this video today. So now that I have all my labels printed off in this big sheet, I usually just go through starting from the last one on the sheet. I peel it off. The labels they're thermal labels. I use a Rollo printer. I'll link everything I use in the description of this video. It'll be links to my Amazon affiliate store. So anything you buy from that, I would get a small commission, usually about 4%. If you guys are looking for anything, I use the Rollo thermal label printer. This shipping label zip code is 07960. So it's usually going to be the last thing that I box up, which is this golf club. And you just look on the box and match with the zip code that I wrote on there, 07960. And then you just put the label on the box. Usually there's a spot for the label on these priority boxes. And just like that, and you're good to go. Now I just have to do that on all the labels and all the boxes. So once I have all of my packages packed up and ready to go, I put them in these IKEA bags. You can get these at IKEA, obviously, but you can also get these bags on eBay. I think they're like $4 or $5 for like 2 of them, free shipping. They're not very expensive at all, and they're really, really big. They can fit a ton of packages in there. Usually I have 1 or 2 bags filled, but today I had a couple boxes that were not going to fit in there. So I'll leave everything right here on my porch, and my mail lady picks. It is too hot to do it is too hot to do that outside. But yeah, basically I just leave my packages right there on the porch every day, and my mail lady comes and picks them up. Basically the first time that I needed her to do a porch pickup, I just flagged her down as she stopped outside. I gave her a $20 tip. I'm like, hey, here's the big bag of packages for today. I'm selling on eBay full time now, so I'm gonna have packages on my porch every single day. Do I have to go on the USPS website and schedule a pickup like you're supposed to do all the time, or can you just like keep an eye out on my porch and just pick up my packages every day? And I think the $20 bill helped. She's like, yeah, that's fine. Like I'll totally be on the lookout. She's my mail carrier 5 days a week, and then on her day off, I have a temporary carrier. But usually, I guess she's told them, because I've never scheduled a USPS pickup, and I think I had one carrier that missed a pickup one day. So like I said, just be friends with your mail carriers. I am very lucky to have a very good mail carrier. I know that a lot of them out there are not very friendly. But I think a little cash tip every once in a while, and a cold bottle of water. I usually try to leave a bottle of water out there for her. They really appreciate it. And if they know that, you know, every so often you're going to give them a little tip, and every day there's going to be a cold bottle of water on your porch, that's less likely that they're not going to pick up your packages as well. And of course, anytime I mention this in a video, there's always going to be people that comment and ask me if I'm afraid of porch pirates, afraid of people coming to the porch and stealing my packages. That would suck, obviously. But I live in a pretty decent neighborhood. There's a lot of older people here that are home a lot. A lot of people have cameras around their houses. And I've never had an issue with it. And also, I'm usually home. Like, the front door is open, the garage door is open, so people aren't going to come up and steal packages if they know somebody's home. If I have to leave and run an errand, usually I'll just take the packages to the post office with me and leave my mail carrier a note in the mailbox saying that there's no packages for today. So no, I'm not afraid of porch pirates. I've never had an issue with them, but I also live in a pretty small town of South Carolina, I guess, and we just don't really have a lot of those issues here. So something I like to do with these weekend sales recap videos is go over not only all of my sales, but also tell you guys my actual profits. I feel like there's a lot of people on the reselling social media platform that love sharing their gross sales amount, but they never go into depth and show you their actual profits, because your gross sales amount doesn't mean anything. I could sell $100,000 a week on eBay, but if my cost of goods is $100,000 after eBay fees and PayPal fees, I'm not making any money. So I don't really care about your total sales amount for eBay. I want to see how much profit you're actually making. And I feel like a lot of you guys watching videos like this appreciate this information. So if you do, go ahead and smash the like button. I'd really, really appreciate it. So first, our total gross sales amount from this weekend. This is all the money we had coming in from eBay to our PayPal account. This was a total of $953.35. Then we have to take out our eBay and PayPal fees. And as I told you guys earlier in this video, eBay takes 10% and PayPal takes about 3%. So taking this $953.35 and multiplying it by 0.87 would account for taking out that 13%, which would leave us with $829.41. Then we have to take out our total shipping costs, which for all 18 items in this video was $154.01. Next up, we have to take out our cost of goods sold, which this is the total amount of money we spent to acquire all 18 items that we sold this weekend. So for me personally, I do not keep track of each item individually on a spreadsheet. I just keep track of my monthly totals. So whenever I sell something, I just think back to when I bought it, like where I got it from, and then give a good estimate of the cost, you know, just from my judgment. So for instance, those computer speakers, we found those in a Goodwill $40 mystery pallet, and the whole pallet was filled with really good stuff. So I probably have like $1 into those speakers. The face shield thing, I got it at the Goodwill bins, so I probably paid about $1 for it. So today's amount is really a guesstimate, and we spent a total of about $150 on all 18 items. The two most expensive items were definitely the Panasonic bathroom fan. That was the Consignment fan. So basically, it sold for $100. After eBay and PayPal fees, we're left with $87, and then I split that $87 profit. 75% goes to the guy I have the consignment deal with, and 25% goes to me. And I think that comes out to like basically $72 cost of goods sold for that fan. So it's the equivalent of me buying the fan for $72 and then selling it for $100 on eBay. So $72 of the cost of goods, the total $150 came from the fan. The other most expensive thing was probably the cowboy boots. Again, I got 5 pairs of those from my neighbor for $200. So I believe that would be a $40 cost of goods sold. But I'm dividing the $200 by the 5 pairs that I got. So just the fan and the boots make up the vast majority of the total cost of goods sold of $150. All 16 items remaining together only make up like $30 or so. So overall, I have a very, very low cost of goods sold. Most people that resell do, because you're getting stuff at the Goodwill bins and thrift stores and yard sales. You're getting stuff for $1 to $5. That's probably the most common price that I pay for items. So it's a very low cost of goods sold. 150 bucks for all 18 items total is very, very low. So after we do all the math, take out the shipping costs and the cost of goods sold from everything, we are left with $524.81 in actual net profit. This is a pre-tax profit. This is what I would actually be taxed on from this weekend. So we started with $953.35 in sales, and then after eBay fees, PayPal fees, shipping, and cost of goods, we're left with $524.81. Now, you do have some other expenses, like I have an eBay store that I pay about $50 a month for. I have shipping supplies that I buy, every so often, but I'm not gonna, when I do these breakdowns on the video like this, I'm not gonna account for that stuff, because if you try to prorate all of your shipping supplies out for each individual sale, it's gonna be very minimal. I mean, I probably spent a total of like $3 in shipping supplies today for all 18 orders. So we're just gonna say that our total net profits from this weekend of sales is $524.81. You do have to pay taxes on that. For me, I generally save about 25% of that to pay my taxes. And when we take out that 25% from the $524.81, we're left with about $394 in actual profit after taxes, after fees, after everything, which for just one weekend of eBay sales, I think is pretty good. For me personally, I average about $7,000 a month in eBay sales, and I operate at close to a 50% profit margin, which means that I have a taxable income from my eBay sales every month of about $3,500. If you multiply that amount by 12, that will give us a pre-tax annual income of roughly $42,000, which for me in South Carolina is a very good wage. That's exactly how much I was making at my old insurance underwriter position before I was laid off. And with this $42,000 a year, obviously you have to spend some of it. You have to pay taxes on it. You have to pay for health insurance. You have to reinvest some money into your business to buy more things. So that's one reason why I started my YouTube channel, to kind of pad that income a little bit. Like I said in the beginning of the video, my YouTube income makes up about 30 to 40% of my overall income. Some months it's more than 50%, some months it's less. So it just averages out to maybe close to 40% of my overall income. But I didn't want to talk about the YouTube side of things. I just want this video to be about eBay. So this is really talking to you guys that are working, like I used to work fast food jobs and delivery driver jobs where I was making $20,000 a year, before tax. And I was just working so many hours and I was miserable. If you're in that boat, if you're working some dead-end job and not even making $20,000, $25,000 a year, you can really make some serious money, at least more than you're making now, doing reselling. It's not as easy as you might think it is, but I think it's way better than working like a retail job or a food service job for sure. This video has been entirely too long. I said I was going to do some other vlog stuff after we finish this, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off here. We have gone over a ton of stuff today. I'm sorry if I babbled. I'm just trying to pack a lot of information into one video. If you guys learned anything, if you feel like you're more comfortable with any aspect of your reselling business now, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what the most helpful piece of information for you personally was. I definitely appreciate all of you guys watching this video. Again, if you enjoyed it at all, be sure to smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the video out a ton. And again, if you want more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys again so much for watching. You're the best, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.